Alright, hi guys, this is Andre. Today I'm trying something different. I did a race last night. This is the GoPro footage from it. Just wanted you guys to see what it was like to race in Dubai in the middle of the night in very, very warm weather. So this was on a Monday night. I had just landed from Phoenix just 12 hours before and saw that this race was happening, so I decided to join it. Here, this is a pretty fast race. This is just the main group. I started the GoPro about 2 laps into the race. I forgot to turn my Garmin, so once that's on, you'll see some information on the screen. But basically, I'm here in this race alone. I don't have teammates. My goal is to just make it to the final sprint and just go for it. So I'm going to avoid pulling and doing any work at all costs, but at the same time I want to keep myself at the front of the race to avoid crashes and all kinds of stuff. This was a big group. There were 60 if not more people. People were getting lapped, like you can see this guy on the right. They weren't getting pulled because the course was 2.5 Ks long or so. This is the full course. I'm gonna leave the first lap and edit it so that you can see. We just did a little hill just now. I'm in about 10th wheel. Just staying safe. It's the first lap, so we're going really hard. Keeping the pace high to drop as many people as possible. There's a few teams. These guys in purple, they're probably the strongest team in the group. I know a few of those guys. I don't know a lot of people in this race, so I don't really know what the strategies are, but I know what I recognize the teams, I recognize the kids. So these guys in purple, they're probably just going to try to do as many breakaways as possible. I don't know if they have any sprinters on their team, but I know that they have a lot of strong riders, so you're going to see a lot of attacks from them. There's a few other teams that I'll probably mention, but right now it's the first lap. There's some attacks, but everyone's fresh, so they're gonna close most of these gaps. That guy in blue that just went on the left is on another strong team. That guy in the black also another strong team. So those are the guys to look out for. This is the first gap that I close in the race. It's not a big deal. It's just to keep the pack together. As you can see, they immediately just stopped pedaling as we came behind them. It's still early in the race, so there's going to be a lot more of that. Here, there's a little gap in front of this guy. I'm not going to go around him whatsoever. I need to save myself since we've been going hard for a few laps now. He gave up, so I had to close it. These guys are not going hard though, so I get to rest a little bit. It starts getting confusing here because we're lapping people and I'm not sure who's at the front anymore. I know that here there wasn't a breakaway still. That guy tried to do one, he was tired, so he went to the back. Now there's the purple teammates here from Ingrid working and just keeping the pace high. This guy with the white bike is very strong, so he's probably going to try to get in the breakaway. Just went an attack on the right, as you saw. No one's going after them. There are only 2 guys, and this is a really fast course, so I don't think that is something to worry about. That guy's going for it because he needs to get on the breakaway to win. So there's, 3 guys up the road right now? Pretty sure those are the 3 guys that stayed away and we never saw them again, even though the race gets really confusing. But that was a 3-man breakaway that won the race. Just so you know, spoiler alert. I'm pretty sure that was it because the guy in the white bike is the guy that won. So the peloton was still going hard. We were going fast. There were a lot of attacks inside the group. Sometimes it slowed down, like in here, and people just didn't want to help each other. The course was very wide. I mean, this is a Formula 1 track in Dubai, so there's no reason for sketchy stuff. The group got really wide some of the times, as you can see. Random attacks go from all sides. This guy, the purple here, He's strong, and I'm assuming he's working for his teammate that I presume he knows is up the road. They still do a lot of attacks and try to keep it interesting in the peloton. The guy just in front of him right now with the blue helmet's Victor. Very, very, very strong guy. Does a lot of attacks. Creates a lot of breakaways in this race. Here we're just trying to keep the main group together. And I'm just trying to hang on to the top 5 to 10 wheels, knowing that there's dozens of people behind me, and the last thing I want is to crash. My Garmin woke up, so here's some information. You can see how fast this race is. Pretty sure it is faster than it looks. Here we're going uphill. This is a 2%, 2 to 4% hill. Starts at 2, gets a little steeper. We're still going 30 km an hour in the slowest part. I'm pretty sure that's the slowest we went the whole race was 30 km an hour. And as you can see, it's not very fast because there's what, 3-4 men aside, so we're not even strung out. This is probably after the beginning spike of speed of the race, so slows down a little bit. We're still going hard though. You can see my heart rate is in 185, which is close to the maximum it got to, because there's still attacks. You see there's 2 gaps right here. There's like 4 guys and 3 guys, so we're just trying to keep it all together. Sometimes I'll close the gaps, as you'll see, not very often. I try to just stick behind someone that I know can close it, and we'll keep it together. See here, we all slow down. These guys on the right are strong. This is a really young kid on the red bike. Purple guy on the right and on the left. So they're staying in control even in the main group. You see how wide this is. There's what, 7 guys aside. An attack goes off the front, which is not very smart because you can see that we just speed up without having to do much of an effort to stay with them. A little bit of a downhill into this first corner and trying to move to the front, knowing that the pace is very fast and I don't want to be closing gaps, so I just go around wherever I can. I noticed that I spent a lot of time behind this guy. He is. I don't know his team, but I like his wheel. Pace is really fast, as you can see. Sometimes you can see up the road if there's a breakaway going or not. Here I use the hill most of the times to get to the front because, I don't know, they really slow down on the beginning of the hill and it's really easy to get momentum and just move up. Here I did a little swerve because I got out of the saddle to check if there was a breakaway. My bad. Apologize to that guy. He's a very good rider. Pulled me up a few times. So there goes a guy on the right. I'm pretty sure there's another guy up there. Victor goes with him, and now we just all decide to speed up. I just want to stay on wheels. As you can see, my heart rate is pretty high, so I'm not going to go attacking or closing gaps. I'm just going to stick with these guys and hold on to wheels until it calms down a little bit, and I can rest. If my heart rate's above 170, I'm not going to do anything. I'm literally just going to stay on wheels. If it starts to slow down, I might try to bring the pace back up so that, you know, if I'm rested, I'm not the only one rested. I want to make sure that I can sprint tired, so I want to make sure that we're all tired whenever it comes to that. Here we're just closing a pretty big gap. We're trying to, working together, so this guy goes, now it's my turn, can't really avoid this one, otherwise I'm going to be the biggest butt ever. So I pull a little hard for a while. You know, as you can see, we're going 50 km an hour on a flat. This is pretty fast. And then the guy probably comes on my right, I assume. Yep, there he is, same guy. I'm pretty sure there was a breakaway at this point. We were like 5 or 6 guys. And then it starts getting pretty disorganized. There's like, yeah, it's like I think 6 or 7 of us, and then they just all start going off the saddle, so more people organized behind us catch up. And then again, Victor goes here. I try to follow him because he's probably the best wheel for me to follow just because I know him and I know how strong he is. So I'm gonna follow him. He sees me, he sees that there's a few guys behind, so he's asking for help. I didn't want to be a butt again, so I go and try to catch the guy that started all of this. So here he is. Mind you that there's still 3 guys up the front, and those guys are gone. They took the race. We were playing our own little games in the back, playing for 4th, I guess. So I catch this guy. I'm exhausted. I'm at 186. This is the highest heart rate I got in the day. He's gonna ask for help. I'm gonna say no because I just got behind him. It's just not gonna happen. So I stick behind his wheel. He slows down substantially. You're gonna see now, earlier on the stretch, we were at 50 k's an hour, and now we're gonna go down to 45, 44, 42. So basically, we just all slow down. Then some guys try to help, some guys try to attack. The guy in blue won a race in January that I went to. Is really strong. So what he's doing right there could be dangerous. Although if you go by yourself, it's hard, especially against a group this fast, working together. This is his teammate right in front of me. We probably caught him at this point. Not sure. Here comes the hill again. So you see a few guys up the road. At this point, I start getting really confused because I have no clue who we're lapping, who's making gap. I'm just trying to stay in the group, and if I notice that there's someone I should catch and I have the opportunity to, I'll go for it. At this point, we're just rolling. We're working together. Because of how fast we're going, I'm assuming they're seeing someone to catch, or they're just going hard. I don't know. Then here they kind of give up, and attacks start coming. I'm not gonna do anything. Again, just trying to stay in the front of the group and do the minimum amount of work possible. Starts getting like a pretty solid group at the front, so I'm assuming there's no one ahead of us besides the 3 guys that were around from the beginning. We're doing some solid work here. These really strong guys. The sketchy people are not in the group anymore. Now we're just keeping the pace high. Then you're going to see here, there's a little bit of a gap between me and this guy and the guy in front of him. But then, again, people slow down in the beginning of the hill, so I'm just going to go and get it together like that with pretty much no effort. I don't understand why people slow down so much over there. So you see there's like 4 guys up there on the road. I don't know if we're lapping those guys or what's going on, but I don't see Victor anymore, which kind of worried me a little bit because he wouldn't go alone, so there would probably be a few guys up the road. There's 2 of his teammates they just saw, so they have no reason to work hard if there are someone up the road. So the blue guy that went earlier, he's right there. So there's no blue guys ahead. They're a strong team. They would want to have someone up. I know that the Frontier guys, the ones in black, don't have anyone up the road because I only saw 2 guys in the group. This is a solid group, so if there's someone up the road, we're going to catch them. There goes another guy. I still don't know where Victor is. He'd be the guy in purple with the blue helmet. The guy that I was basically trying to keep my eye on for the whole race. So I'm starting to think right now that he's gone. He's in the second breakaway, and they're trying to catch up to the front guys. This guy, his teammate, is just keeping a consistent, solid pace. He's got his GoPro, so I did a few faces. His GoPro got some surprises. So you're just going fast. As you can see, we're keeping it above 50. These guys don't want to waste any time. Victor's over there on the left, so I saw him go by. I relaxed a little bit, and then he does that. He goes. He's on the left. My heart rate's pretty low. I'm stuck though. I can't go right or left, so I'm just hoping that the peloton goes. If you guys go on the left, I still have this wheel that I can't get around unless I slow down a little bit. They come back in, so I'm just stuck here. I would have to slow down substantially to go around someone, so I stay in the wheels. The pace goes high. I get confused again because there's so many people. I don't know if they're winning another breakaway. We keep lapping people. At this point, it's just confusing, and I just want to stay in front of the race and hope that it all goes well. Mind you, my Garmin started late, so through the whole race I had no clue how much we had done, how much we had left. At the finish line there was a clock. This was a 16-minute race, so I just tried to see approximately how much we had left. There would be a bell for last lap, so I knew when to sprint. So I just tried to stay at the front and wait for that last bell. I see some lights and wheels up the road, so I honestly at this point I have no clue if there's a second breakaway or not. I'm just trying to keep the pace high and stay at the front. This guy did a good job closing that gap. There's a few guys up there. They're going pretty fast, so I'm assuming they're a break to catch and not a group that we're lapping. Pace is really high, which is good. The group is still huge though. Not a lot of people got dropped in the second half. I would just look back and see dozens and dozens of people. I have no clue why I went to the front here. I guess I was trying to help. Heart rate's really high, which, if the race is almost over, would not be good. Maybe it's not. I pulled to the side, no one would come, as you can see. We're only going 40 km an hour. I'm like, screw that. I swung left and just let guys through. Took them a while, but as I started to come through, I noticed that there was only like 4 or 5 of us, including that show guy, and then they start just get out of the saddle, start going for it, which is not very nice because I just pulled. Now there's 4 of us, and they keep looking back, so I'm assuming the peloton's getting close to us. And I think that's when they joined us. I didn't know what was going on, I was just trying to keep the pace high. Didn't try to go for a breakaway or anything. So now I don't see anyone up the road. I'm literally at the front, so I'm hoping this is it. This is our group. We're sprinting for 4th place, is what my hope would be. Again, I'm feeling good at this point. I see people, I want to catch them. That's just how it's going to be until the end. Just want to make sure that I'm up in there and I'm doing what I got to do to try to get that last sprint, even though it doesn't mean I'll win anything. So here at the end of the hill, I'm going to rest a little bit behind the group. Want to see approximately how big the strong group is. There's still a lot of guys behind me, but then they pulled really hard here for some reason, and as you can see my heart rate is 186, so I'm not going to close it. There's a lot of people behind me. There's only about 6 of them in front of me, so there's no way that's sticking, especially because we have a straightaway coming. So I slow down a little bit and wait for some more people to come and close that for me because I need a sprint. As you can see, the races here in Dubai are not very organized. There's some teams, but they're not very big, and there's no categories, there's no points. So it's just a lot of this, it's attacking, then slowing down, and the group's huge. Breakaways, some stick, some don't, so the races are very unpredictable. Usually the same teams win it, it's basically whichever teams have big numbers of strong guys are going to take it. I'm not in any team right now, don't know if I'll join one. I'm having fun doing this. I still get to sprint, as long as there's no breakaway, I'll be fine. But, here it's just a long train, and I'm towards the back of it because I need to, keep my heart rate low. I'm under 170 now, the pace is fast, so that's ideal. That means I'm going to have the legs I need to have for the sprint. I know that this is just going to be a recording the whole time, not until the end. It's going to get fast, and then it's going to get back together, and fast and back together because people are going to try to get away. The peloton's not going to let it happen. I know who's strong. I have no clue if there's a second breakaway at this point anymore. All I want is to outsprint the main group. That became my goal. So that's what I'm going to try to do. Here we're finishing, I'm pretty sure this is 3 laps to go. Spoiler alert, my GoPro dies with like 2 laps to go. So you're just going to see the end of this clip. And basically what happens is we all get really together. There's a gap in front of me. I'm not going very hard. I mean, I'm in the 180s, but I'm going to sprint, so it's going to get harder. There's some gaps. I'm just waiting for it all to come together, which will happen by the end of this straightaway. And what's going to happen after that is I'm going to take, the purple guy's wheels. I'm going to take maybe some blue wheels. And on the last lap, on that hill, I'm going to go for it. There's only going to be 2 guys with me. One of the purple guys is going to help me out a lot. Then one of the blue guys is going to sprint. I'm going to sprint with him, and then I pretty much take the sprint of the main group, which is what I wanted. That was my goal. And that's it. Thanks for watching, guys.